the night that whole Zulu for Captain thing started.
Great story. All right, let's see. What do you think of William Shatner's new book, Leonard, My 50-Year Friendship with a Remarkable Man? And maybe we'll let one person answer this question and then I'll have somebody else answer the next one. But who'd like to take that? My 50-Year Friendship with a Remarkable Man. What'd you think of that book?
I haven't fully read it, but I have read excerpts. I think Bill delivers some very good insights, and he tells some very good stories about what it was like to spend 50 years with the Voyages NY. Recommended reading.
Okay. How about, I guess, Lee, I'll give you this one. Are you ready for the new movie Star Trek Beyond that hits the theaters on July 22nd, and how do you feel that director Justin Lin will handle Star Trek canon versus J.J. Abrams, who directed the last 2 Star Trek movies as well as the latest Star Wars film?
I'm optimistic, even though I don't know Justin Lin's work. I'm optimistic that it's got to be better than J.J. Abrams. I was unhappy with how the 2009 and subsequent film came out. It was just, to me, lens flare, action and violence, and a lot of repeat. It was like he was trying too hard to...
Trek without the Trek.
Trek without the Trek. He was trying too hard to appeal to young people by having lots of special effects and violence and lots of zooming through space. And on the other hand, really recycling the karma of the characters. So I'm optimistic this is going to be a great film, July 22nd. We are doing our best. We will be there at the Galleria on the opening. We are still trying to negotiate with the theater to be able to be there in costume and so forth and have photos taken with fans, but that has not been solidified. That would be on July 22nd, which is a Friday night.
Perfect. All right, Lee, I'm going to make this the last question so that we have time to get some of the participants from the audience to ask some questions. But in honor of the 50th anniversary of Star Trek, many conventions will be held this year. Which ones are you planning to attend? When, where, and why?
Okay, I'll make this brief. There are far too many Star Trek conventions to choose from. All of them, of course, cost some amount of money and time, and they're all fun. Briefly, I'm going to go to Trek Fest in Riverside, Iowa, in that I have friends and family, in the Midwest, and this is a parade. It's that's all Star Trek. Additionally, I'm going to In Conjunction in Indianapolis, July 1st through 3rd, and at this science fiction convention, there will be the annual meeting of Starfleet Command. Starfleet Command is the fan club association that we are a chapter of. Also, I'm going to Star Trek Mission New York, September 2nd through 4th. I'll probably be there on Saturday, just go down for the day. To Creation Con, and that's just something, I have no idea what it's like. I want to try something new. I've been to Creation Cons before. They're expensive, the stars are great. I'm not that interested in taking photographs with stars. I'm not interested in autographs. However, a lot of people are, and that's what happens at the Creation Con. There's so many. There's one in Cherry Hill, New Jersey coming up. Just Google it.
Okay, I'll be going to the big one in Las Vegas. My other daughter lives there, so I'll be going to that. I will also be going 3 days later to Ticonderoga, which is up in Ticonderoga, New York, 3 hours north of here. And it's the second year we've done it, so you can walk through the sets of the Starship, original Starship Enterprise, no bloody A, B, C, or D. These sets were built from the original blueprints. James Cawley went to the paint store with Matt Jeffries, the designer, to pick out all the paint chips. Everything is in meticulous, absolute detail. We not only have the bridge, but since we moved to our new studio, we have all the hallways, we have sick bay, we have engineering with the long warp core, all that other stuff. So it's really cool. I have some cards here. I'll have some flyers at the table if anybody's interested in going up that. It's a very nice intimate con because it's limited to 1,000. We only had 300 last year. People loved it because you got time to sit and talk with the celebrities. Two of our main celebrities this year are Gary Lockwood and Keir Dullea, who were the stars of 2001. We got both of them.
You definitely want to go to this convention.
And we have several of the other Trek characters, some of our favorites like Barbara Luna, who is the captain's woman, who will be there. So it's August 12th to 14th.
And you want to buy your tickets in advance because they limit the number of tickets. Also, it's Ticonderoga. It's just a 3-hour drive from this spot.
And you need to make your hotel reservations because they don't have a lot of hotels up here.
You need to make your hotel if you're going to stay overnight. So. Can I just talk about our ship for a second?
Absolutely, please do.
Okay, so, hi.
I got 10 minutes, so.
Okay, we'll do our Q&A right now. Okay, so I moved here from Iowa about 1.5 years ago, and I had been running a similar Star Trek ship there, Star Trek chapter, there. So when I moved here, we started up using the Dragon's Den as our kind of home base. So our meetings, we have a piece of paper that you can have, there's a bunch of them on the edge of the stage. And this is about our club. We meet once a month at the Dragon's Den where we do our game night. It's sci-fi family game night, all ages. Under age 13 needs supervision. And there's always snacks. There's always food at all our events, okay? We also have Star Trek. We also have Star Trek Attack Wing, which is a wonderful game, a tabletop game. And that's at the Dragon's Den. Additionally, members can come to our members-only meetings, which are once a month. And last time we did Vulcan Night. So everybody taped up their ears using Scotch tape. Very realistic. We had vegetarian food, including Vulcan soup, and we had necklaces for IDIC and so forth. We talk about business, about upcoming events. There's so much going on, and so many cultural events because we're so close to New York City. We just went to a concert. In fact, Steve and I went together to a concert about that was all Star Trek orchestrated. So if you want to join our club, we have the booth, and then also take one of these flyers. Get on our email list by entering the drawing, and then we will send you email about upcoming events. This is the prize for the drawing. Can we do the drawing right now, and then we'll have, while we get the Q&A?
We certainly can. Who'd like to do the drawing? I'm going to go ahead. Does anyone else have any of these slips filled out that needs to go in here before we draw? Hold on, we've got a few more. And who'd like to, Lee, would you like to be the one to pick it?
Is Ellie still here? Ellie? Stand up, Ellie. Must be present to win. Draw one more. How about Laura Mendez?
Right there.
Come on down.
Yeah, Laura.
Come on down. You're the winner.
Congratulations,
Trek is
Laura.
right.
All right, so I am sure that you folks are big Trekkie fans with questions, and I'd like to open the floor to anyone who would like or has a question for any of our panelists. Just raise your hand and let us know if you have any questions. Come on down. Let's go ahead and so everyone can hear.
Oh, sorry. Well, since, you know, there's been a lot of crossovers recently, both fan and official, with, you know, franchises. Is there another science fiction franchise you want to see, like, as a comic show? I know Candyland's such a good set, that you want to see crossover with Star Trek. And you think would be an interesting dynamic between that story and Trek?
That's a good question.
Superman.
That would be great.
I'll pass on that one.
Star Trek meets the superheroes.
Yeah, well, maybe The Princess Bride and Star Trek. What do you think?
All right, thank you very much. That's a great question. Anybody else have a question? Come on, bring us your hardest
Man in the
Star
Red
Trek.
Shirt. Caleb Photo Leader, I selected first.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll get to him. We got time. We're gonna hold on.
All right. Yeah. So the new television series that's going to be coming out on the CBS streaming service. I'm just wondering how optimistic you guys are about how Trek it's going to be, because obviously the 2009 and the sequel to that weren't so much Trek.
Well, I would say guarded optimism because we really don't know all that much about it yet. It's basically called Star Trek All Access at this time because we still don't have a title, we still don't have a cast. About all I can tell you about it is that it's going to take place on Earth Prime, meaning that it will not take place in the Abrams universe, which I'm sure pleases about half the fandom right there. It will take place in time between the years of Star Trek VI and the start of Star Trek The Next Generation. Okay. So we'll basically have a period where we could possibly see the Enterprise B or even the rise of the Enterprise C and get into that region of Star Trek history. About the only other thing I can tell you is that we do have studio space. It's been rented up at the Pinewood facility in Toronto, about 46,500 square feet, so they're going to have a lot of space to work with. But at that point, that's really all we know. It's still very much in development.
All right, good question. Now you had a question, right? Let's bring it up. And then I think I have one too.
On May 5th, Star Trek Online recently announced that they were going to open up a new chapter of their game which would allow you to play in the original series universe after Season 3. Have any of you guys heard of this? And if so, what are your feelings on that?
I'll let the other guys
Great
know this.
question.
I'm not familiar with Star Trek Online.
I don't do online games.
There is someone in our club who is actually an expert at the online games. He isn't here today, sorry, we can't answer the question this time.
All right, anybody else have questions? We got some great answers coming up here, so anybody else? I do. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a comment. If you want to play in the original universe, come up to Star Trek New Voyages. Either you come to Ticonderoga or you go to our Facebook, our website might be down, but you can find us one way or the other. You go up there and work your butt off on the sets, sometimes 16, 20-hour days, but then somebody comes up and says, you, wardrobe.
You're going to be on film, son.
All right, folks. Actually, it looks like we are out of time, but I do want to thank our panelists. If you could please give them a round of applause. They do a lot of great work with Star Trek in their club. And you folks have been great. Really appreciate you being here.
Did you have a question yourself, Harry? Or did you already ask it?
I did, and it's just a silly question, but you know, I remember when I was really little watching the original series of Star Trek. It was introduced in the opening credits, you know, where no man has gone before. And at some point, I don't know what point it was, where they changed that to where no person has gone before. And I just was wondering if you were on board with that. Did you like that? Did you know, be like, wow, they just changed, you know, what the original was and they shouldn't have done it?
I guess it was just 1980s political correctness. I mean, yes, it was originally where no man has gone before, and when they got around to having Picard say it in 1980, it was just politically correct to say where no one has gone before.
All right, there it is.
But he said it very well. But no one
yes, he did. He did. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. You folks enjoy the rest of the Comic-Con. Hudson Valley's best, first and
Thank
best
you all for coming.
Comic-Con.